The 2023-24 Phoenix Suns have the chance to be one of the most high-powered offenses in NBA history. They have 3 top-end scoring talents combined with a perfectly crafted roster of offensive weapons alongside them, just to create something that seems almost unstoppable. And yeah, I mean, the Suns team has been stopped in the past. We're actually going to be taking a look at this Nuggets series, Game 5 and Game 6 in particular, in which the Nuggets did a great job against the Suns defensively. And, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, who are having amazing playoffs. And the Nuggets, I mean, this was their toughest challenge en route to a championship, shutting down the Suns. And these are probably the 2 most impactful games in their entire run, was these defensive showings against the Phoenix Suns. So we're going to take a look at what the Nuggets were able to do defensively and how the Suns have brought in new weapons to avoid all of the problems that they faced during this Nuggets series, and they only got better. I mean, the Suns offense has the chance. I mean, we're talking about playoff basketball right now and the type of defensive coverages we saw in playoff basketball. In the regular season, the Suns have a chance to just, tear it up regardless of who's on the floor. I don't know what health is going to be like this season, and I hope everything goes well for every team, not just the Suns. But I mean, if health permits, this is just going to be an amazing offense to watch and one of the best in NBA history. So yeah, let's take a look at exactly what the Suns are going to do. If you're enjoying this video and these types of edited content, maybe scroll down and hit the like button. And if you aren't already subscribed, scroll down and hit the button. Why don't you? Anyways, let's start it off with how the Nuggets were guarding Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. And right away we can see Michael Porter Jr., he's shifting over, getting a foot in the paint. Jamal Murray's looking to get a foot in the paint. Jeff Green. I mean, all 5 Nuggets defenders right now all have their heads fully turned towards Devin Booker and ignoring the corner shooter over here, the corner shooter is down here in the corner, and even KD is kind of being ignored right here because Devin Booker going downhill is that much of a threat, and we're going to see that right away. Devin Booker getting into the lane. I mean, he's got the shooter open. He's got Landry Shamet potentially open if Jamal Murray shifts in a little bit more, but he does have the space to just take the layup. But as you can see right away, that is all 5 guys just staring down Devin Booker, and that's just not exactly what you want to see. But anyways, let's jump into the next clip. What are the Nuggets going to do this time? Another screen roll coverage, and that is 5 guys in the paint all staring at Devin Booker. Yeah, I mean, you can just see this trend, having 5 guys in the paint, and now you can see this is 4 dudes standing staring at Devin Booker. I mean, Jokic is cutting off this pass, but this is the Nuggets. They can just ignore the rest of these dudes who are not being effective shooters because, I mean, it's Devin Booker, man. He's having an insanely historically efficient offensive playoff run. They can just shut him down like this. And right here, I think it's going to be a turnover because, I mean, that's a good trap. And now KD, he's also trying to operate. He's got 3 guys in front of him. All 5 guys have their head turned towards him. It's not he might have DA open right here. He might have, TJ Warren. I think KCP's in front of that pass. Landry Shamet's not really doing anything spacing wise. Devin Booker's cutting. I mean, as much as I think Kevin Durant's going to make the right pass and it's going to be a bucket to DA, I mean, that's just still not a lot of space for Kevin Durant to work with. That is 3 guys being shown to the ball because the Suns don't have proper spacing on the floor. But let's take a look at what the Suns are doing to space the floor at their new offense, looking at the preseason games that they've played so far. Here we got Devin Booker bringing it up the court, giving it up to KD, and look at that spacing. This is partially due to the Blazers. This is preseason defense. These are rookies on the floor. Chris Murray, Scoot Henderson, sophomore, Shaedon Sharpe over here. I think that's Ryan Rupert in the corner. But KD has got a lot more space right here. He's also got Grayson Allen wide open in the corner. He's also got Drew Eubanks wide open on the rim run. If this guy over in the corner, I believe it's Rupert, comes to stop and tag the roller, then you've got Josh Okogie open on the cutter. I mean, he's just got pretty much infinite options in terms of what he wants to do offensively, just simply because of the better spacing that is out there. And Scoot Henderson can't really even do much here. He does a little reach-in, but you can't really leave Devin Booker out there because he's going to knock it down. That's what better spacing can do for you instantly, changing things up for the Phoenix Suns and getting these easy buckets for KD. Of course, we're only talking about preseason, but yeah, the offense looks more effective. Here's another play right here by Mr. Devin Booker, where we can see, yeah, Jamal Murray's coming to the ball as well. It's not great spacing because Campaign's not really going to hit it from down there unless it's game 6 of the series where he was 7 for 7 to start off the game. We're going to see some of those threes today. But yeah, I mean, Devin Booker's got 2 coming towards him. Jokic is dropping into the paint. MPJ does not go to tag Ayton, and it's going to be an easy dump off pass inside. But yeah, a little bit better defense. It's going to be an easy bucket right there. Or it's going to be a little bit harder to get that easy bucket for the Suns. Anyways, let's see Devin Booker going downhill in game 6. I think we're going to see some hash spacing. He gets trapped, gives it up to Terrence Ross, and there's just nothing else in that play. Considering there's no Kevin Durant on the floor, no secondary option, Terrence Ross is just going to take that ball and just not cook. Just because this trap forces it out of Booker's hands. And KCP's priority, as much as it might be to steal the ball, I mean, if Terrence Ross is just going to take a bad shot, then you let Terrence Ross take a bad shot on that one. And yeah, it's a good defensive possession for the Nuggets. It's going to be a similar situation right here. Devin Booker is going to get trapped, gives it up to Campaign to the left corner, somewhat open shot, but just didn't create anything out of it just because of that double team just being so effective at shutting down the Suns offense. Jokic comes up a little bit high right here, basically a double team. Booker has to back off, and it's just a miss. As you can see right here, Campaign is just being left wide open because there's just no concept of spacing on this team. If Book gets this off to KD, they can just swing it around. The ball is going to travel faster than the man, and Cameron Payne is open for the 3. But yeah, Booker just doesn't get his head around quite right. He's kind of looking inside to Bismack-Biyombo a little bit more than anything else, or looking for a shot like he takes right there. But yeah, that's a little bit of a tough shot. Book can hit that, but yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of pressure on these pick and rolls. It just seems completely ineffective. The Suns once again are getting pretty much nothing going on that play. KD has to take an individual one-on-one shot, and the Suns get lucky with the Bismack-Biyombo tip-in. Here's another one. KD now dribbling the ball, gets double teamed, does not stay on his feet, and it turns into a bad pass. They were already down 28, and it's a turnover, turns into an Aaron Gordon foul. Actually, a big part of the Suns' defensive issues was just the fact that their offense was so ineffective and kept turning over the ball that, yeah, I mean, it just created so many easy runouts for the Nuggets to get easy buckets all series long. There's another one. I mean, there's 5 guys in front of Devin Booker. I mean, I just don't know what to tell you. Sorry, we got to rewatch the AG highlight right there, but yeah. Jokic comes up, tries to force the pass inside to Landale, which is already cut off, and then it also gets tipped. There's 4 guys in front of Devin Booker, and AG's staying out on KD. Book's got to get a little bit better spacing. Damian Lee's probably got to shift up a little bit to make that an easier pass, and Campaign did shift up a little bit. Maybe that pass was there, but yeah, ends up being a turnover. All 4 guys just standing right in front of Devin Booker, making it pretty much impossible for him to score. And yeah, once again, turnover leads to an easy run out, wide open 3, and the Suns are down by almost 30 right there. Another one, everyone's in the paint. Devin Booker's taking a tough runner, and yeah, here's another one. I believe this is going to be a double team off of the inbound, and Book just does not know how to handle this. I mean, yeah, this is just rough spacing right here, and these dudes, there's not many scorers out here. As much as Terrence Ross and TJ Warren can try, they're not going to really cut it, especially in the playoffs. Terrence Ross tries to force the pass to the corner. It was cut off in front of him and in the corner, and it's an easy wide open 3 from KCP because the Suns cannot deal with double teams. Campaign, we're trying to get this one inside to DA, and oh shoot, DA cannot pass the basketball. This is one of the biggest issues with the Suns offense, is that DA just cannot pass the ball or roll hard to the basket, and we just brought in a bunch of bigs who can do that. So yeah, this ends up being a pretty rough offensive possession. Book kind of gets an open shot, but there's also like 2 or 3 guys in front of him, so yeah, let's kind of just move on from that. Anyways, let's see another possession right here. DA is open on the short roll, but there's no point in passing to him because there's nothing. He's not going to make the right pass on the 3-on-2 right here. Like, I do not have any faith in him to make the right pass, and I don't think D-Book does either because he doesn't pass it to Aiden right here. Murray comes up on him, and now there's just nothing going on the play except for, some good AG on-ball defense. Gets the shot blocked and gives it up to Jamal Murray, who goes and draws the foul on the other end. Once again, now we're going to see what a good hard roll looks like. Now Jokic is trapped up in space. Landale whirls hard to the basket. MPJ is occupied. Landry Shamet is open because KCP, he's kind of jumping into the passing lane, to be honest. But instead, MPJ goes to recover to the corner. Book makes a high pass over the top inside to Landale, who goes and draws the foul on Jokic. That was not a shooting foul, but it was a wide open dunk if Jokic does not foul. Let's keep it going. Another hard roll by Landale is going to be an easy bucket in the paint. And let's see some good Landale passing, I think. This is what we're going to see next. Defender comes up on him. AG campaign from the corner gives us Landry Shamet for the wide open three. It's Shamet, so he's just going to miss it. But let's take a look at some of our new bigs. Let's see what Jusuf Nurkic does right here. Fakes the handoff like Ayton usually runs and gives it up for KD for the nice mid-range. Ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. I think we're going to now see Nurkic work in the short roll as well, kind of those type of passing situations like Jock Landale did a pretty good job of. He's going to set the screen for Booker right here, get the ball and manipulate the defense, give it up for KD to knock down the triple. Great shot by Mr. Kevin Durant, and just an even better pass from Jusuf Nurkic to set that up. And Jusuf Nurkic is an improving three-point shooter. He ended up shooting 36% from three last season. Did not do a great job in the preseason, but he's going to be getting a lot of those open types of looks in this upcoming season with the Suns. Now let's take a look at Chimezie Metu. Metu has been one of the more interesting players of this preseason, and I'm going to drop a full video about him because of that type of shot. He shot 47% from three in the preseason on an admittedly small sample size, but those type of shooting looks really good for a guy who might play stretch five for the Suns. Also making that type of pass to Yuta Watanabe, a little slick bounce pass inside, looks very good to me. And let's take another look at a Metu passing highlight, because why not? Actually, no, it's going to be a Drew Eubanks passing highlight. Oh, I got tripped up right there. Drew Eubanks making the nice feed inside to Keita Bates-Diop. And although, actually, I think we do have a Eubanks short roll passing highlight in just a few clips. But yeah, another nice bounce pass inside to Yuta Watanabe. He loves making those back cuts. He's such a threat to make those as well because of how good of a three-point shooter he is. And yeah, I mean, there's a couple other dudes on this court who love making those types of cuts, like Bradley Beal and Josh Okogie and Jordan Goodwin. And there's another good pass outside in the short roll. Once again, just shouting out, being a good short roll passer, sees that Booker's wide open. I mean, you just make that easy pass. Grayson Allen was also kind of open right there, but he makes the right one. And now, continuing on, we're going to be taking a look at some bad corner spacing, because look at this. Jokic does not even care about closing out to Josh Okogie because it's Josh Okogie. He's not a threat from out there. He's going to do the same exact thing on this play. Bruce Brown brings the pressure back out to TJ Warren. Jusuf Nurkic is glued to the paint. He's not closing out because the Suns were not making anything from the corner. We'll look at these shooting numbers in just a second. Campaign missing one wide open in the left corner. And yeah, I mean, just left and right corner, the Suns just did not have anything open. Book again to the right corner, and that's a rare three. Actually, it missed. Oh, I thought he made it. Sorry, I was about to give credit to Landry Shamet. Anyways, I think he does make that one. Good shot by Landry Shamet. Another wide open three in the corner. Those threes were just open all series long. And there's another one that TJ Warren misses because the Nuggets are just not concerned about really making a good closeout to the corner. I mean, Jeff Green would rather be in the paint to cut off this Jock Landale roll than give up the easy two than close out to TJ Warren, because TJ Warren is just not a threat out there. No one was a threat out there. Well, let's see some good corner spacing. We don't even have the stars on the floor, but EG dribbling the ball. He's got a really nice handle and scoring talent. Gives it up to Yuta Watanabe. LeBron James falls asleep on it. Should have been maybe a little bit more into the paint or a little bit more out there on Yuta. He's in no man's land. Gives it up to Yuta Watanabe, and he's going to knock it down from three at the end of the quarter. Beautiful shot from Mr. Yuta. Then EG downhill again, gives it up to KD, defender shifting around, AD takes a step in to try to cut off the KD drive, and it's wide open in the left corner again for Mr. Eric Gordon. I think we're going to get another left corner three right here. Drew Eubanks giving it up to Book on the screen and roll. Scoot Henderson is a little bit too much inside, and Diop does not got the speed to keep up with him. Scoot Henderson steps up, and Grayson Allen is wide open for the triple in the strong side corner on that pick and roll. Now, we're going to take a look at some more shooting highlights, actually. Another pass to the left corner. D-Book loves making that pass, whether it's over the top or just shooting it right through the gap. No one's in the passing lane. Scoot Henderson came all the ways across, and it is an amazing catch and shoot fundamental three from Mr. Eric Gordon. And yeah, we're going to just take a look at some of the shot charts. During the playoffs, the Suns were ice cold from the corners. This was their overall playoff numbers in 2023. They shot 33% from three, did shoot 38% from above the break from three, primarily due to, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. But if we take a look at this Nuggets series in particular, when the chart changes right here, this is set for a little bit of a long time. Suns ended up shooting only 22% from three during the Nuggets series on 58 attempts, 13 from 58. There was no point for the Nuggets to guard the Suns in the corner because they weren't making anything from out there. And yeah, the Suns are going to be a little bit more of a threat to knock those down in this upcoming season. Let's take a look at some of the shot charts. And starting it off, we're going to look at Yuta Watanabe, who his highest frequency zone is from the corner, and he shot 51% from three. He is one of the league leaders in the corner, and he's amazing in that left corner. He is one of the best, I think he is the best left corner three-point shooter on the Suns roster. He's also good at the top of the key, which is another little bit of a problem zone for the Suns. We'll take a look at that in a couple of minutes, and pretty decent in the right corner as well. But being a strong left corner shooter is good, considering the rest of the roster is a lot of right corner dominant three-point shooters who are very much better in that zone. As we can see, the darker red means that Grayson Allen is better from that corner three in the right corner. He shot 48% from three on his 15% of his attempts there. He also shot 51% of his shots from above the break and knocked down 38% of them from out there, which we'll discuss a little bit more in a second, along with Eric Gordon shooting from out there, which is very important spacing as well, another important spacing concept for our stars. And let's take a look at Keita Bates-Diop, who struggling a little bit to stay in the rotation. He did shoot 37% from three, but he's a hot zone in the right corner. If you paid attention to his three-point shooting and where he was making his threes during the preseason, I think he made almost all of his threes during the preseason in that right corner. Because, yeah, he's just a lot better of a three-point shooter there. I don't know why, but yeah, that's an interesting note from Mr. Keita Bates-Diop. And interesting to see how he will improve as a three-point shooter as well. Chimezie Metu, as we said, shot 47% from three during the preseason. We'll look at him a little bit more. He's primarily a wing three-point shooter from above the break, like we'll see from Eric Gordon and Grayson Allen later in this video. But starting it off, let's take a look at some of the spacing that KD and Devin Booker had to deal with. In particular, this type of spacing that I like to call hash spacing right here. So Jamal Murray is able to just pretty much completely come over on this elbow and just play defense on Book because he's just not concerned about Cameron Payne as a threat from out there. As much as Cam Payne would end up going 7 for 7 on his first 7 3-point attempts in this game number, or actually we're in game 5, we're in game 5. As much as he'd have a really great game 6 from this type of area, he's just not the most consistent shooter from out there, so Jamal Murray doesn't think of him as a threat. So Book just gives it up to Mr. Cameron Payne. He ends up knocking it down, but that's the good defensive decision by Jamal Murray considering the way the Suns were shooting the three ball. And in particular, KD is the one who had to face the brunt of this the most. As the Suns try to space out for his isolation play, they're all out here on these positions on the court, and we're going to see this over and over in these KD ISOs, these positions. And it just did not work because every single time the Nuggets would bring this defender over, completely shifted over, and he's in good defensive position against Cam Payne because Cam Payne's not a threat from out here, like the other players on this new Suns roster are, like Grayson Allen, like Eric Gordon are. He's just not a threat from out there as those great shooters are. So this is good defense by Jeff Green to basically just double team. And they repost to KD. He ends up getting a shot off. And yeah, that's just a tough one over 2 dudes. DA ends up getting the O board, but that's a tough shot. Again, Jamal Murray is just going to sit right there. He does not care that campaign is cut through, and there's no left side drive. KD does end up getting the right side drive, but it's not the middle drive that he likes to do a little bit more. Again, KD trying to attack. Christian Brown comes completely over because he is not concerned at all about Cameron Payne out there. And Cameron Payne just reposts. Christian Brown continues to just sit there right in front of him. Christian Brown, sorry. And yeah, that's a tough shot with 4 dudes in the paints on KD. Again, KD, Jamal Murray completely helps over, not concerned about Cam Payne. And Bruce Brown tries to make an individual defensive play, and it's good enough. The Nuggets force the turnover, and that is almost a bucket, but really clutch play by Cameron Payne to save the points. And once again, KD is just kind of trapped. There's not much he can do. Landell's out there. He's not a floor spacer. And Landell didn't roll hard. There's just not enough going on for the Suns. D-Book gets a clutch chase down block, but yeah, I mean, there's another easy run out that we barely saved. Again, up top to KD. KD posts up at the elbow. Jokic comes up completely across. They're not concerned about TJ Warren in the corner, and there's just nothing going on. As much as that's a pretty good shot for KD, there's just nothing happening offensively other than the shot from KD. Again, from the hash, Cameron Payne is open, and he knocks it down in that impressive shooting night in game number 6. But yeah, those type of shots are just going to be wide open. We have Devin Booker right out there dribbling and down. Bruce Brown wants to come over completely on that hash defense because he wants to, stop the Book. Book is having a crazy scoring offseason, or not postseason. And yeah, Cameron Payne is left wide open, gets the pump fake, and knocks it down. And let's see the new floor spacers for the Suns. This is one of my favorite plays from the preseason. Book's just posting up in the elbow. Scoot Henderson tries to come across, and just a quick catch and shoot from Eric Gordon. That is beautiful. I've never seen much better mechanics in my life. Book just gives it up. EG just brings it up and knocks it down to square to the basket. He barely loads up and just knocks it down. That is just so beautiful. He's such a great hash 3-point shooter, and we'll look at his numbers in a second. But let's see another hash type 3-point shot. This one was against the zone, and Grayson Allen is out there. I just pulled clips specifically from preseason, but if I went to the Bucks highlights, we've gotten a lot more of these type of shots. Grayson Allen is wide open. He's got a ton of space. He's going to knock it down from out there. He shot 51% of his shots last season from out there. Yeah, he's going to knock it down. And finally, another one. This one, KD, he's going to bring it inside, and just some really good spacing across the board. Because the defenders are not crashing in as hard as on him, no one's there to cut off his drive on the left elbow, and he's just going to be able to take it right inside. Scoot Henderson's just a little bit late. There's no one coming off. Tumani Kamara's not coming off his drive on this left side as well. Shaedon Sharp's not really doing anything for them also defensively, and it's a wide open KD jumper. He's not going to miss those. He's Kevin Durant. He's such an impressive scorer. It's just not going to happen. Devin Booker, he's also going to appreciate these new type of space. And yeah, Bradley Beal getting inside to Drew Eubanks. The spacing is just so much better. The defender at the top can't help out because, yeah, it's just the shooters are too good. There's nothing you can really do about it. As much as it's poor preseason defense, it's still just like the pick your poison type situation. Suns have such great shooters out there, it just creates space. Another one where the help just is not there to stop KD because they're stuck to the shooters up top. I believe it was EG and D-Book up there. Scoot and Tybalt can't leave their mans up there. And yeah, I mean, KD's going to take his easy one inside the paint over DeAndre, and I'm sure he's done that so many times in practice, and it only helps that there's no one there to help him out on defense. KD an easy ISO bucket over Diop, who's not going to be in the NBA. I mean, like, if you give these guys space, they are going to score the basketball, and it's just so hard to stop. Grayson Allen was wide open in the corner. KD takes his easy one. And another one, Bradley Beal, just so much space on the Chimezie Metu screen. He ends up getting fouled right there. And yeah, another one. I mean, I can just show you clip after clip just from this preseason alone where the spacing is just too easy for these guys to succeed. Eric Gordon did struggle a little bit more above the break, from three during last season. He shot 51% of his threes from out there, just like Grayson Allen. He knocked down 36% of them, but he was a 47% three-point shooter with a hot zone in the right corner on his 32 attempts. So yeah, but let's check out his 2022 season, which was much better from above the break, and that's the reason why he shoots 50% of his shots from out there. He shot 41% from three out there. That's a really important number for his type of spacing. He's always going to be up top as a great shooter, so yeah, just expect him to be out there, always knocking it down from three, from long range. Also, just taking a look at some of the shot charts. D-Book shot 29% of his shots from the mid-range last season, ended up shooting 50% of them. This might really change because, yeah, I mean, we're only talking about 25% of his shots coming from above the break, where I think this is probably the bulk of where his shots are going to be from this upcoming season. 25% frequency at a 37% clip. I'm expecting both of those numbers to really go up, and we'll take a look at that a little bit more at the end of this video. 24% of his shots in the paint, he shot 54% from there. And yeah, really nice hot zone in that left side of the court. Bradley Beal likes knocking it down from the easy mid-range right at the top of the key. He shot 71% from the restricted area, which was his most frequent space. 28% of his shots coming from there, and 24% of his shots from the mid-range, which he shot at a 48% clip. He's going to get to those spots a lot with this new type of spacing on the Suns offense. The hard screen setters and the hard rollers to the basket. It's going to open up a lot of mid-range and a lot of inside shots and a lot of catch and shoot threes from the other offensive guys on the court. And finally, taking a look at the amazing Kevin Durant, who actually put up some really, really good numbers last season. I know he was injured. He did not play a ton of games. He only put up 1260 shot attempts. But yeah, 39% of his shots from the mid-range, shot 53% of them from there, had really nice hot zones all across the left side of the floor, which means that right corner is going to be open a lot when our scorers are going to be targeting these sides of the floor to really create their offense. 60% from the field in the paint, 80% in the restricted area, but only 11% of his shots came from there. 39% from above the break, but those shots are only going to be more open as we've been looking at. And now continuing on with some more highlights, we're going to take a look, or sorry, not some more highlights, we're just going to look at some of the other stats. Points per touch, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker have dominated the stat. Devin Booker led the stat the last 3 years before the most recent one. Book set the previous record at .481 points per touch. I believe Lauri Markkanen ended up breaking it with over 0.5 points per touch, because that dude's been a really impressive scorer. But yeah, he's been amazing, this points per touch statistic. Might go a little bit down as he operates more as a playmaker, but this dude scores the ball a lot when he touches the ball. Kevin Durant and him have been in the top 10 each of the last 4 years. Devin Booker's led it 3 of those 4 years, and D-Book is still top 10 during this most recent season. KD was also in there, and Bradley Beal, I believe he had a season or two also in that points per touch top 10, because they're all just so great at scoring the ball anytime they touch it. Also, Matt Peterson made a great point right here that Phoenix ended up taking 48 shots in one of their preseason games. Only 4 of them were mid-range attempts, and yeah, I mean, 18 field goals attempted from deep, 26 field goals attempted from the paint. They're making a marked shift to a little bit more inside the paint and a little bit more outside the three, a little bit more of that Daryl Morey ball. So we'll see if that trend continues during the season. We know our guys love their mid-range, but the Suns are placing an emphasis on their three ball, as we are about to see with Mr. Devin Booker. But before we get into that, we're going to take a look at some of the kind of poor decision making by the Suns on these 3 or 4-on-3 situations. D-Book is completely trapped. We have 2 flat-footed defenders in the corner. What are the Suns going to be able to do with the advantage that Devin Booker has created off of the double team? There's 2 defenders occupying DA in the paint. Jamal Murray closes out, and we do not make the pass to campaign, and it's just, there's just nothing here because of the poor decision making on the 4-on-3. Ends up being a bad shot, and the Nuggets get the board on that one. D-Book's gonna get trapped again, this time on the left side, and once again, there's just nothing going on. Josh Okogie's open in the corner, but Josh Okogie does not make that shot consistently. That just sucks. And this is probably the biggest issue with the Suns offense, is going to end up being that 4-on-3 or 3-on-2 type situation, because it's continued during the preseason. in particular with Josh Okogie just not making the right play. He ends up making a really bad read right here. It's a turnover when he should have been driving the ball to actually use that 4-on-3 advantage. And again, we're going to see Josh Okogie make a mistake, this time in kind of a 3-on-2 situation where Bradley Beal's up here occupying a defender. Book gets it out to Okogie, and he's late on making the pass inside the Little, so Little would have made it a 2-on-1 against with Eubanks against Reith, but instead gets it out late to Little. If it's a better shot blocker out there, it's probably not a foul. So yeah, I mean, I'm just a little bit concerned about that 3-on-2 decision making and 4-on-3 decision making. It's still an issue and can still create a lot of turnovers for the Suns if they are not careful. But let's take a look at Devin Booker's new extended range from out from 3, because this type of offensive weapon just looks so powerful. Hitting one in transition right here, and he ended up hitting 3 this game. I think he hit a couple others in the other games. Just hitting it right off of that instant screen, right into a pull-up 3. If you're not right on top of him, he's gonna knock it down. And here's just another transition 3 for the road. I mean, the Suns offense is just getting more powerful. Their 3-point shooting, Devin Booker is getting more confident from out there. And yeah, it's just going to be creating more and more points for the Suns and more issues for opposing defenses to deal with, putting the Suns team in an overall great situation to be just an impressive all-time great scoring offense led by 3 amazing scorers and just some amazing spacing and offensive weapons at the center position. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about the center, Shimizi Metu and Drew Eubanks, in separate videos that are going to be releasing on Monday and Tuesday. So go check those out when those come out, talking a little bit more about each of their offensive prowesses and also, what they're bringing on the defensive end. So if you want to see those and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, go down, scroll down, hit the button. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, very long one, but yeah, I think this is one of the best videos on my channel, so hopefully you all enjoyed it. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.